Let's do this. Okay.
Okay, see the red light?
There we are.
All right.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Come sit in front of my hand.
I will come sit right where your hand is. And here I am.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
Debbie Schubert and
Bernadette Baker-Bachman.
And we are here to enlighten you on the ways of the publishing world. So I had asked for questions, and what do you know, I got questions. So I thought...
She didn't clear this with me first, I'll have you know.
I thought I would ask her the questions and let her answer them. What do you think? Okay, so if I can read this with my contacts. Okay, is it normal to have a publisher paid for a book party, like on Sex and the City? Or does that never really happen? And the authors pay and host them themselves. She wants it, this is my friend Penn. So Penn, this is for you, Penny, because you cracked me up. So you want to know, basically, you want a really big party that someone else pays for, and you want to know if that's actually ever going to happen.
If you are Carrie Bradshaw and you have a book called Sex and the City, you're likely to get a big book party paid for by your publisher.
See?
Most people do not get a big book party paid for by their publisher. Now, here's the things that will help your case. If you're in New York, if you live in New York and all your friends are in New York and you're friends with very influential people like, who Debbie? Who's influential?
Oh my God, like...
Jimmy Kimmel, or
yeah, David Letterman.
If those are your circle, you're
Kelly
definitely
Ripa, that would be good. Yeah.
You're guaranteed a book party then, and then you can just kind of deduct things as you go down. So if you're writing a textbook and you live in New York, have a big circle, you're probably not going to get the party.
So you need to move up from Texas, Penny, up to New York. That's the first thing you have to do, and then you have to just befriend people like Kelly Ripa and Susan Lucci.
It's pretty easy. It's really straightforward. So.
They're right outside the door. They're just walking up the street. Okay, next question is from my friend Amy Nathan, who lives in Chicago. Hi, Amy. How you doing? How many weeks must a writer wait for the query in question to be presumed a pass? So how long until a query is a pass?
I would say a query is never a pass until you get an actual pass. From time to time, editors or agents experience, it's sort of like being on hold with AT&T. You're not going to hang up while you're still on hold. You're just going to keep holding because you need to get through. At some point, they'll pick up the line and either say yes or no. But from time to time, people get really busy, things fall through the cracks. If you haven't heard from somebody in a month or 2 months, depending on what their standards are, you can always follow up, but I would never assume something's a pass without getting an actual pass.
So just remember, it's just like AT&T. That's what it is, Amy. Okay, next question is from Tiffany Neal, and Tiffany asks, my question is, how did you know when it was time to send in a query? And just when did you know your query was ready? Now, I had answered this to you, I think, and I told you that you never really know? No, I told you that I had no idea. That I just kind of felt it, like, the gods told me it was time, and then when did I know?
The gods have never told me anything.
The gods talk to me all the time. Oh, wait, oh, there they go now. So when did you know your query was ready? Well, that's more...
I think that's more for a writer. It's not really for an agent. I always feel my queries are ready pretty much the day after I write them, personally.
Wow. And I rewrite them and rewrite them and rewrite them and rewrite them. So,
I rewrite them too. I don't just throw them together.
You just said you write it and the next day it's ready to go.
Yeah, but there are processes that are in place in 24 hours. I don't just write it and send it out. But I pretty much know, like, it's ready to go about 24 hours after I write it.
So for her it's 24 hours and for me it's weeks.
There you go.
Okay. Let's see. T. Ann asks, let's see. Okay. Do you take on writers who dabble in a few genres, such as YA and general fiction?
Okay, you and I had this conversation.
Yes, we did.
Do you remember what my answer was?
You said for me, you would do anything?
I did say that. I totally said that. Is that in your book? I think it probably is.
What's your answer?
You know, you
No, I
don't
think-
take as good of notes as you said.
I don't know. I'm not reading my notes, though, and I told you I don't
So
remember anything.
my answer was this. I don't. When I represent authors, I want to take on everything that they represent. That being said, if you dabble in a few different genres, whatever we're pitching, you better be committed to writing to for the next 10 years. Because if that thing is the one that takes off, then that's what I'm going to make you keep writing. Because that's where we're going to find our success.
So in other
yes.
words, if it's YA that sells, then you better keep writing YA. If it's women's fiction that sells, you better keep writing women's fiction. So
That's not to say we can't sell other things in the future, but once you are an established writer in a particular genre, it's harder to break away from that. So I represent writers that do several different types of genres, categories. I have, clients that write comics and nonfiction and fiction. Whatever of those hits first is what they're going to be writing for a very long time.
So I guess the answer is yes. Maybe.
Sort of.
Sort of, kind of.
In some ways.
Don't you feel like so clarified on that?
You're really glad. You're here.
I am. Okay, let's see. Do agents ever consider self-published manuscripts? And if so, do sales figures matter?
This is a really good
And this
question.
is from Karen Walker. Hi, Karen. How you doing? Karen's great. She's awesome.
I totally know all these people.
She's awesome.
This is a really good question, and I think it's really important. I would take on self-published manuscripts if they have high sales. I think publishers are always looking for the thing that's going to work in the market, and if you self-publish and your book doesn't sell, it's only an excuse for a publisher to not get on board. It's only proof that your book's not going to work in the market. Of course, there's a lot of problems with that statement, but that's the easy answer. So I would take on a client who'd self-published if their self-published numbers were high. I'd take on a client who self-published but had a new manuscript. But if someone came to me and was asking me to take on their self-published book and the numbers were low, I wouldn't take it on. Unless it kept me up reading all night long.
There you have it. I had one more question on Twitter today, and I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was from, so sorry, whoever you are, but you did ask about grammar. So she said how much does grammar matter in the query and in the first pages, because she's not really the best at grammar.
What do you think?
I would think grammar matters. You're a writer.
Yeah.
See, I could do this agenting shtick.
You're halfway
There's
there.
really not that much to it.
Seriously. I mean, you meet people in restaurants with loud music.
Yeah. We're in an Irish pub right now, right across from Penn Station. I guess I should have started with that. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. And my agent is only about 1,000 times more awesome than I've been telling you that she is all the way through. So if you can put those numbers together, that's how awesome she is.
It's true.
Okay, all. Signing off. Bye.